Hi, I'm Executive Director of the Tennessee Small Business Development Center at Southwest Tennessee Community College. Our Small Business Development Center, we're SBA's largest funded program with over 900 centers across the country, including 14 locations in Tennessee. And our center housed at Shelby County, serves Shelby and also Fayette County. And we assist entrepreneurs in realizing the dream of business ownership and in helping those existing companies grow through using SBA tools and resources so that they remain competitive and try to grow in this ever-changing global economy. Our organization, we typically assist 400 small businesses each year with one-on-one advising, but during this pandemic, we've assisted over 1,100 businesses. So that included assisting with SBA disaster relief funds, City of Memphis stabilization grant, EDGE need grants, and so many other programs to assist businesses during this time. During this time, especially during the pandemic, it's been awesome partnering with the City of Memphis and their Office of Business Diversity and Compliance. We've assisted hundreds of business owners throughout the pandemic in updating their business strategies and plans and resiliency plans and bouncing back from the pandemic. Thank you for joining the We Mean Business Symposium, and let's get back in the game.
We live in a city of contrasts.
Memphis is home to world-class universities and healthcare institutions and the nation's largest logistics hub.
We also have a poverty rate twice the national average and a population that has flatlined over the past 10 years.
Hit the hardest are Black Memphians, who represent over 60% of our population and own over half of Memphis's businesses, but earn only 1% of gross sales citywide.
Philanthropy alone can't reverse decades of systemic economic problems.
But entrepreneurs can.
We're raising $100 million to fuel the future of Memphis. $100 million over 10 years funneled directly to entrepreneurs and the programs needed to create, train, and support their businesses.
$100 million that build an environment leveraging collaboration, creativity, and inclusion to make an exponential impact that ripples across the city.
The vision is big. The time is now.
This is hard work, but it's important work. And if we didn't approach it with a reckless amount of optimism and courage, it would get overwhelming fast.
But we have an audacious vision.
And we believe in our community.
We believe in entrepreneurs.
And we believe Memphis is rising.
Good morning. I'm Ernest Strickland, President and CEO of the Black Business Association of Memphis. At the BBA, we mean business. I want to thank the Mayor, City Council, Director Massey for allowing us to take part in this important symposium. The BBA has traditionally focused on helping our members with access to capital, advocacy, and counseling. Going forward, our new strategic vision calls for assisting companies with talent, helping our small business with acquisitions, and also helping companies that are looking to hire diverse talent with the ability to connect with people that can be great candidates for their positions. So we're excited to be a part of the Entrepreneur Network Center. As I tell our members all the time, you don't have to know all of the answers. You just have to know where to find those answers. And the ENC is the place to find the answers. Again, I'm Ernest Strickland, President of the Black Business Association, and we're proud to be a member and proud to be a part of this symposium. Thank you.
Hello, I'm James Jones, the HR Operations Finance Manager, and I'm excited about being one of the presenters for the Business Symposium on today. I'm representing the Human Resources Division, and the mission of the Division of Human Resources is to provide collaborative, proactive, and responsive leadership in the human resources field to all levels of city government in order to further the effective delivery of quality services to the City of Memphis employees, residents, and businesses. The Human Resources Division incorporates all of the services centers that addresses employee relations and employment functions. The division manages the Employee Assistance Program, employee training, labor relations, employee recruiting, employee activities, healthcare and pension administration, and maintains all personnel files. Job posting, entrance promotional and durational register testing, medical exams, compensation, benefit enrollment, and new employee orientation all fall under the HR umbrella. The first project that I want to offer for consideration is entitled Education and Facilitation. The industry that is associated with this project is professional services. A description of this project is to provide education/facilitation services with capabilities to also offer online or live video format that supports HR's global initiative of maximizing and valuing the capabilities of our human capital resources. The projected budget for this project is $50,000 or less. The qualifications are for qualified minorities and or women with expertise in professional development trainings and how to bring the best out of employees while exuding confidence at all levels of city government. The estimated release period is within the next 6 to 12 months. Other pertinent information is types of education/facilitation, it's professional development and wellness, utilizing latest tools and best practices with proven success. Our second project is entitled Fitness, Training, and Healthy Living. The industry is also professional services, and the description of this project is to provide fitness training for health and weight management goals with capabilities to also offer online or live video format for employees to assist with obtaining a healthier lifestyle as people's lives and eating habits have changed with this enduring pandemic. The projected budget is $50,000 or less. Qualifications are for qualified minorities and or women with the ability to provide professional fitness training and goals for weight management and healthy living, coupled with healthier diets and simple but tasty recipes to make it easier to get back on track and to stay on track. The estimated release period is within the next 6 to 12 months. Other information that may be pertinent, an example would be employee health-related perks, simple tips for economical recipes, simple tips for exercises that can be done safely in the workplace as you work, etc. This concludes our projects for human resources. I just want to thank Director Joanne Massey for inviting us to be a part of this symposium. We can be contacted at the Human Resources Department or the Human Resources Division, which is located at 125 North Main Street, Memphis, Tennessee, 38103. Phone number is 901-636-6657. Thanks again. I'm James Jones. You have a great day.
The Division of Housing Community Development has several significant construction, architecture, and other projects which it plans to bid out in the coming year. The first of which is the construction of Liberty Park Track and Football Stadium at Toby Field. This is an architecture and engineering project with a projected spend of $3 million. Project participants will be expected to design and construct a football field, running track, and stadium stands with restroom and concession facilities to service those structures. The division plans to issue architect solicitations in June of 2021 to follow with contractor solicitations in fall of 2021. The next project is the renovation of historic Melrose High School. This is a building construction project that will entail repair and renovation of the historic 3-story building at 843 Dallas Street, including the library and construction of the genealogy center on the first floor. The project's projected spend is $7 million. Interested vendors should ensure that they have the correct licensing and qualification to participate on this project. The division plans to solicit bids for a construction manager at risk in the late summer or early fall of this year. Following the selection of a CMAR, subcontractor solicitations are expected to be released either late this year or early in 2022. The Division of Housing and Community Development also expects to begin work on the Tillman Cove Housing Redevelopment Project. The projected budget for the entire project is in excess of $54 million. The breadth of the project is wide, and licensing requirements will vary depending on the trade performing work. Elmington Construction and Nixon General Contractors have already begun working with the division in planning to complete this project, and they will be responsible for soliciting subcontractors to perform the various tasks associated. The project is expected to be released on July 31st of 2021. HCD also plans to continue its lead hazard reduction project. This project has received a newly awarded $5.6 million grant, and it aims to reduce lead hazards and provide healthy housing solutions to qualified applicants. Firms who are interested in participating on this project are encouraged to respond to the RFP from HCD at www.leadsafememphis.org. The planned period of performance for this project has already begun in January of 2020. However, this project is slated to continue currently until July of 2023. Finally, HCD will continue its weatherization program. The projected budget for this program is in excess of $7,000 per unit, with a maximum of $10,000 per unit for health and safety upgrades. In order to qualify for this program, interested bidders must have an active Tennessee General Contractor's license, an active SAM status with SAM.gov. They must possess a Weatherization Assistance Program training certificate or experience in weatherization, an OSHA 10 and OSHA 30 training certificate, lead safe weatherization online certificate, EPA renovation, repair, and painting certificate, and a lead safe firm certification. The firms must also meet City of Memphis risk management insurance requirements and possess a Shelby County business license, as well as be registered as a City of Memphis vendor. Vendors who are interested in any of these opportunities are encouraged to contact Chad Bowman with the Division of Housing and Community Development.
Hi, my name is Nick Walker, and I'm the Director of Parks and Neighborhoods for the City of Memphis. I'd like to thank you for this opportunity to speak to you today about the construction projects that we have going on in FY22 for the City of Memphis Division of Parks and Neighborhoods. Similar to the other directors, I'm encouraged to see so many people engaging in this process and looking at ways that we can expand our minority and women-owned business participation in these construction projects. So real quickly, I will go through the construction project, sort of highlighting what we're attempting to do. But as always, we look forward to your participation in the bid process and hopefully seeing you working on helping us improve our parks and neighborhoods. The first project is an ongoing project, which is the construction and replacement of 4 tennis courts. The budget for this project is about $600,000. And primarily, we're looking for folks that have experience working on post-tension tennis courts or really any concrete pavement related to sports fields. Our hope is to put this bid out this summer and begin construction, or actually put this out this fall. The next project is furniture and equipment for our community and senior centers. Every piece of furniture and equipment that we have inside the community centers has a life cycle, and this year we have about $150,000 worth of equipment that we are looking to replace. Once again, this is going to be another fall of 21 release period. Playground resurfacing. Similar to the furniture, every one of our parks that has playgrounds in it, the playground surface needs to be repaired periodically, actually replaced. This is a project where we're going to obviously be doing the excavating of the pour-in-place surface and refilling. We're looking for folks that have about 5 years of experience working on playground resurfacing with a projected budget of about $600,000. Similar to all of our projects, we estimate that the release period on this would be fall of 21. Various projects. This is where hopefully I can provide a little bit of color. Every year we have a cover line of about $1.5 million that allows us to do things like replacing pavilions, doing some paving work throughout the parks, and repair of benches, trash cans, etc. It's sort of a vague topic, but what we're really looking for is folks that have 5 years of construction experience, preferably with public parks. And once again, these will be sort of an as needed basis, but as always, these will be put out for bid through the city's site. So make sure you stay attention for that. And once again, we're talking the fall of 21. Golf cart paths. We are in the process of repaving golf paths at various golf courses throughout the city. The city currently has 7 golf courses. And what we're looking here is for overlay repavement of walking and golf cart paths at those courses. Primarily, we're looking for someone with about 5 years of experience working on the overlay or replacement of asphalt cart paths. We have a projected budget of about $950,000, and we're really looking for folks that have at least 5 years experience. And the final project is a very specific project, but we are looking at updating the stormwater drain system at the Galloway Golf Course. We are currently putting together this bid package. The projected budget is about $150,000, and we're really looking for folks that have experience working on stormwater drain systems. Once again, this is probably the one we're working on the quickest, as we've already started to do some of the design work, and the release on it is projected to be summer of 21. So thank you as always. We're really looking forward to you participating in the bid process and looking forward to you helping us make our parks better. Have a good day. Thanks.
Hello, my name is Craig Hodge, Project Manager for Accelerate Memphis. Thanks to all for attending today, and thank you to Director Massey and her team for coordinating this event. Accelerate Memphis is a $200 million investment by Mayor Strickland and the City Council in the City of Memphis, consisting of 3 categories: activating Memphis 3.0, which is the city's comprehensive plan, improving our parks, and revitalizing city assets. We want to introduce you to the entire program today. Some of the projects will be going out to bid in the coming months, while some are still in the planning phase. For those still in the planning phase, we'll be following up later this fall with a second event once we have more details to share on some of these larger projects. So to get started, project number 1 is Audubon Park Pavilion and Playground. This is an $800,000 project involving the new construction of a playground and pavilion at Audubon Park. We expect this to go out to bid in the first quarter of FY22. Project number 2 is an $8.2 million construction project of a new community center and 2 new soccer fields at Geisman Park. We expect this to be bid as a construction manager at risk contract, and it should go out for bid in the first quarter of FY22. Project number 3 is a $3.5 million renovation of the existing Gaston Community Center. Once again, we expect this to be bid as a construction manager at risk contract, and it should go out for bid in the first quarter of FY22. Project number 4 is a nearly $2 million renovation of the existing Riverview Community Center. We also expect this to be bid as a construction manager at risk contract, and it should go out for bid in the first quarter of FY22. Project number 5 is a $4.5 million construction project for the building of a new shared use path in the unused railroad right-of-way adjacent to Chelsea Avenue. So this is going to start at Evergreen Street and run west all the way to Washington Park following the railroad right-of-way. It is currently under design, but we do not expect this to go out to bid until the first quarter of FY23. Project number 6 is also a green line It's a $4.5 million construction project for the building of a bridge over the CN Railroad, which will allow the Shelby Farms Green Line to expand westward into Toby Park via Flicker Street. This is currently under design, and we expect it to go out to bid in the first quarter of FY23. Now, the second list of projects are ones that are still in the planning phase and that we'll be providing more details on as time moves forward. So project number 7 is park maintenance and upgrades. It is approximately a $6 million project involving repairs and improvements to existing fixtures at parks throughout the city, such as benches, picnic tables, grills, and trash receptacles and pavilions. We are currently in the process of assessing these assets. This will result in multiple bid packages. They will start in the first quarter of FY22 and be rolled out throughout the year as bid documents are prepared. Project number 8 is a $9 million project involving repairs and improvements to community and senior centers throughout the city. Types of work will include roof repairs, HVAC improvements, plumbing upgrades, etc. We expect this to be bid as a construction manager at risk contract, and it should be going out in the second quarter of FY22. Project number 9 involves the city's aquatic facilities. We have approximately $4.5 million for repairs and renovations to multiple indoor and outdoor facilities. We expect this to be bid as a construction manager at risk contract, and it should go out to bid in the first quarter of FY22. Project number 10 is labeled early stage investment in 34 anchor areas. So this is a $10 million project. It will consist of improvements at 34 different intersections throughout the city, such as improved signage, upgraded bus shelters, and improved crosswalks and sidewalks. This work will ultimately be divided into multiple bid packages based on the different types of work. We are currently in the planning process and will be able to share more specific details later this fall. And lastly, project number 11 is a $32 million project that consists of large-scale investments at 9 anchor areas throughout the city. Those 9 areas are listed on the slide, and each of these investments will be guided by small area plans created for each of these anchors. If you'd like to see more details on the individual plans, you can go to memphis3.0.com/projects. Examples of the type of investments include neighborhood squares and parks, landscaped medians, public plazas, and pedestrian trails. So we are currently in the planning process for this project as well, and we'll be able to share more specific details later this fall. So once again, thank you to all for your participation today and your interest in participating in these projects. And we look forward to following up in the fall with more details. Thanks. Bye.
My name is Joanne Massey. I'm the Director of the Office of Business Diversity and Compliance. Under Mayor Jim Strickland's administration, we're working hard to improve our processes and create programs to help companies who want to do business with the City of Memphis. That's why we created the Competitive Bidders Accelerator program that will offer 9 weeks of instruction dedicated to providing information from procurement experts, lending and bonding agents, mentors, and much more. All of the resources were gathered to invest in helping you grow your business in Memphis. After you complete the program, you will have the opportunity to receive a voucher worth 50% of the typical certification costs, technical assistance, business mentorship, and access to prime companies who may be potential partners for joint ventures. We're recruiting 20 commercial companies that have been in business for at least 2 years to participate in this program. Interested in applying or learning more about the program? Visit us online at www.memphistn.gov/BDC for more information. Remember, we mean business, and we are being intentional about doing business with you.
All right, everyone. I hope that you took good notes and learned a lot about those contracts. You're going to have an opportunity to ask questions at a seat at the table. But before we proceed with our program, we're going to hear from Mayor Strickland, who will give us a recap of day one and wrap up, as well as our presentation of our award winners. Thank you, and remember, we mean business.
You have heard a lot about the progress our administration has achieved, particularly the efforts of Joanne Massey and her team with the Office of Business Diversity and Compliance. However, we don't work in silos, so it's my distinct honor to award the MWBE champions identified by the OBDC staff in the categories of City Staff, City Division, and Community Stakeholder. First, for the City staff, we honor Jack Stevenson. Jack is an administrator in engineering and has worked with the City of Memphis for almost 26 years. This is also Jack's third time in 5 years winning this award. For City Division, we want to recognize the Fire Services Division, particularly Steve Chastain and Chris Haynes, led by Chief Gina Sweat. Fire Services is recognized for their intentional efforts and success with expenditures out of their division. Last but not least, we want to recognize Stephanie Alexander, Executive Director of the Memphis Area Minority Contractors Association. As a partner with OBDC at the Entrepreneurs Network Center, MAMCA, along with others, provide invaluable support and services that has significantly contributed to the success we have talked about during this symposium. Thank you to Stephanie, her board, and members.
On behalf of the City of Memphis, Mayor Jim Strickland, the Office of Business Diversity and Compliance, and Fedex, I want to present the Small Business Giant Award to a business who has made an economic impact. They've grown revenues, they've grown employees, they made a difference in their community. The Small Business Giant Award goes to All World. Congratulations.
Restaurant Asparagus, my name is Chef Chris Beavers. I am the owner. I've been at this location for approximately 1 year. So Restaurant Asparagus, let me just tell you how we got our origin. I guess about 3 years ago in 2018, I had a friend by the name of Sherman Brown who had an Airbnb property around the corner from here, and he was gracious enough to let me transform that property into a slash bed and breakfast, private dining. And so when we outgrew that location, I saw this. I wanted to stay in Midtown, so I saw this location, and so I called the owner, and it took forever for us to get a lease together and sign a lease. But anyway, we finally got that done. We finally got the lease signed, and we started building. This location was actually a tattoo parlor that had been abandoned by the previous tenant. And so, man, it looked like a hurricane, like a tornado had been through here. And it was crazy. So we just started cleaning it up. I got my contractor, Travis Melton, my investor, Sharina Smith. Like, we just started grinding, started working. And what you see now, man, is a product of a lot of hard work, a lot of sleepless nights, a lot of money invested. And we're Restaurant Asparagus. We're not exactly where we want to be cosmetically, but you know, we're rocking and rolling, so that's where we are. We decided to get this place in the midst of a pandemic. Like, I know that seemed crazy to everybody. Like, why would you try to get a restaurant or a private dining in the middle of a pandemic? But I thought when we come out of the pandemic, you know, everybody's gonna want somewhere to go, gonna need somewhere to go. And during the pandemic, you know, the small parties that were able to gather that wanted private functions, I wanted to be able to offer something to them that was very spacious, very spaced out, you know what I mean? So it was not easy because we weren't making a lot of money, and sometimes trying to pay the rent was a challenge. But guess what, man? We did it, God blessed us. We were able to maintain, and so now that the world is opening back up, we're looking forward to big things. I was on social media one day, man, and Ms. Joanne Massey of the mayor's office sent me a message asking me if I knew that the city of Memphis was offering grants to businesses who have been affected by the pandemic. And I did not know. And so she sent me the link where to apply. I applied. A couple of weeks later, I received an email saying that I had been approved for the grant and that I needed to apply for an additional $5,000. I applied for that. I got that I was approved for that as well. And a few weeks after that, I was given the location where to go pick the grant check up. So when we picked the grant check up, one major thing that we were able to do is purchase this ventilation system. Because that is part of the bones of a restaurant. You can't do anything without a vent hood. In order to be in health department specification, be up to code, you have to have a ventilation system with fire suppression. You have to have hot air going out and fresh air coming in. And so now, thanks to the city of Memphis, we've had this brand new vent hood installed. It's working perfectly. I can take you outside so you can see the other side of it. It's just been a blessing, man. And so we're just grateful to Ms. Massey, to Mayor Strickland, to the entire their entire cabinet, the whole mayor's office. Like, thanks for keeping us alive during the pandemic, you know, keeping our business alive. We're grateful.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. It's time to get in the game. You've just seen the presentations of the millions of dollars in projects that are on the table. Our next segment is a seat at the table where you'll be able to ask questions and pitch. And don't forget to join us tomorrow at 11:30 for the Fedex virtual We Mean Business Luncheon. Get in the game.